Oh, Charles Kojofosu. My grandma, if you know when we be able to die. Oh, minimum din krawa. Oh, owo seifi owo sei ade owo krade a ya na edin se nkwa ebetimi age the sound ntino so what is your volume banyoma enye bibia akwa what I say because odupon etimi tutu e dey free atiase for asase so Charles Koyofusu eni din na that lumba anything a chese na oyusu ana de tonyoma na chese na to na edinim no globally bibrina nim say or one of the hottest and I say I'm a veteran musician that ever to grace in our music entertainment industry and I me didn't come kakra de fa no ho even cry me can be brave for that lumba ho say when it comes to history and when it comes to musicians are a war you krumo hanomo bonyum na he is the greatest ever to grace the occasion. Music na de bia yeti no both gospel, both high life, both hip life, both Afro beats, dancehall, any ho ne nyina no. And every generations ye omo bonyo omo ye omo ne ma nyina no. I think that Charles Kojufosu is the greatest musician ever to grace the music industry in Ghana. He's the greatest ever to grace the music industry in Ghana. But tena meka no owo ekurade a ya na edin se nkwa ebetimi age edi free owo nsem nti ye mabusuafo nyina hyeden na yesoso ye ma ye ho hyeden because odupon kese pa na etimi etutu no what is odupon kese pa na etimi etutu no se tumi enu bosei na yeah, I'm at the political hot show, trending issues politically. Koso e krumo hanomono. Me de ba ebe down. Na me a lot of insights. Na ma in-depth analysis about issues. Koso and as poppy. Ye memu Ghana. O mine no e menu mi no mine. Enye ubi adia. E menu mi no mine. O mine no kwan ye be faswa ye be running no. Ena ebeboa ama oman so afan ntoma pa edi efra ema obi ndaadaa se oman na yetim no eye obi foforo dia da bi eye menu mienu man edi se ensemba na se faye man no ho a ewo se yeka se yebu ye no guso na se yanka ho asem ampe asem no ho sibre ntimi anka se ekokoko ba ye ho ebetimi akyeren ewo man nimu edintina pembia na metena se a na me de emu nsem no etimi de abro na betimi adomu so kode ama on ma papa mu edi ama me am de dwumadi we ho chia me no ye fe me big brother GH the Maestro what I say any sports on kwana me bibie bi be san so ewum so me dia ne Maestro GH we your life e o Tofia Kwa TV. Yes, Tofia Kwa TV. Ko Facebook and understand so ko YouTube na ko subscribe for me. Share, like it, na comment it, Mr. Share, like it, na comment it, na efa emame. Na san so ko Time TV e wo YouTube. Time TV your live or Time TV or YouTube. Also kwa no one share, no one subscribe it. Na wait me a notification button. Send be ya send me BM na send me call live every afternoon be na also be me aka videos maybe that be to me at the ama. For comments ne bra because I'll be ready to, read your comment and also add your contribution to the show. Na bibi etimi akoye at the amount na yet show no so etimi aye show kama at the amount. So me wadwen tre metia me wadwen tre me kan at the amount na bibia etimi akoye at the amount. Na meko into our trending stories na betimi aboboso the amount. Then I'll bring you the in-depth analysis about the stories now betimi edi abro no. But enra bi that the lumba hon komo kakra me can be me briefly most of the people about the history of that lumba kon of far so free edu jemfi call or call job in senior high school Kudini Juma free job in senior high school PMO Germany starting the music career. It did sound common hon kakra. The political host show Tofia Kwa TV, Time TV, they do come enra. But show on the see, you know, I saw a lot of things and air cost within the social media, and then my air cost social media and so. But because of say enra medino home commons, none coming person about that lumba home common. But I wanted to state a particular fact about that lumba. I don't know my son's watching us and home and send it to me abroad. Now a lot of people echo about thing can send the fact the personal assistant to me, Sana Mefreno, the personal assistant to Charles Koyufosu, because or no personally or catch him say he is not an official manager for Charles Koyufosu. Roman father, Assembly Americano, or say he is not the personal manager for Charles Koyufosu, but then he is a personal assistant to Charles Koyufosu. We should know the difference. We have personal assistant and then personal manager. Yes, we should know the difference between P and also a personal manager. So or no catch him say a personal assistant to Charles Koyufosu. But then a lot of people disseminated some sort of information about Roman father and the family of Charles Koyufosu, saying say Roman father is trying to cause division among the two wives of Charles Koyufosu. Inti Enra or Babontin Ebeka in some Miki video the two wives Akusuya Sewa any odobroni nyina video ni mo ana or can actually Ghana for say or new bit cause division between the boss wives. He is a man of peace and opese or unify the two wives na bibia etimiko ye na omutimisi Charles Koyufosu da lumba na bibia etimiko ye. So waba bonten aba bedisa enkomo no ewo honom medesa analysis ne emu insem no betimi e dia bro. Also enra bibe wie show no me kan asem bi kireo. Enra bibe wie show no me kan asem bi kireo. Me ka kireo say cocoa prices in Ghana no that was enra no pa. And there was a government about wanting new cocoa prices in Ghana. Now, Mekacho said, when you look into the manifesto of John Dramani Mahama, he said it point blank, said he wants to increase and as a double the cocoa prices are. The then former government, that's the New Patriotic Party, Eja Editor Honor, he said it in his manifesto because he wants the cocoa farming in Ghana to look attractive and also boost the farmers' productivity. Sinebeya say you can't world ranking when it comes to the biggest exporter of cocoa in the world. Ghana currently you're ranking number 2 ahead, and I said just behind La Cote d'Ivoire. We want to come back to our first position, just like during the Dr. Kwame Nkrumah era, during Dr. Buzia era, during Flying Lieutenant era, and even Krakow 4 era Kakrano. We were the cocoa leading exporter in the world. So he wants to reinstate, our country back to its position. GM, no, he is back for good. He is back to reset our economy. Or the cocoa price etimi aba. Is it good for the farmers? And I say it is bad for the farmers. Edi ama obibiana unsu wetimati nkomo na yeba bidi nase. Na enram bidi transport minister hon enkomo honorable nekwe. Mekano hon sem say he wants to construct a 3 lanes from Kumasi to Accra. Bakajo say a new road government itimi a budget here on Beko Parliament no magiatum. But me didn't come catch and I said when it comes to Accra Kumasi Road now, that road was given to a particular contractor. The contractor near the man no. It was far back in 2008. At that time, now His Excellency President John Ajay Kufuor was then the president of the Republic of Ghana. And according to Sikane Ekumu, there was about $1.7 billion. And the rural Kumasi Accra Road in him. But then Ofria Bayamukoya NDC 4 bank in 2009 to 2015 or 2016, no, they were not able to continue the project. Currently, as we speak, John Dramani Mahama wants to continue the project, but then he is asking about the $1.7 billion the then former government, which was led by His Excellency John Ajikun Kufuor. Utimi invested $1.7 billion. No, he wants to ask that question. Says he can't because currently only $1.7 billion or Betty investing in that Kumasi road, Kumasi Accra road again. So obe budgeted for another road construction. It will be different, not to the $1.7 billion Accra Kumasi road that Esha in 2008. Their question is, I didn't now want to also with the $1.7 billion, but then the government wants to construct another 3 lanes. Sound common and Ramesha say any better so now you baby asem no ebetimi akodru. Enti medimensu betra kwetia. Yes. Medimeni betra kwetia. Enche bia and honorable Kumi Enyani baby Okoye, Eric Kumi Enyani baby Koye. He was then the MP for Akwetia constituency. And then he stood in the ticket for the NPP. Until Enyani baby Koye no, it was very possible. Say I was say NPP for etimi epe no ombudisi no or compete with then the NDC for now almost betima compete e Akwetia no. Currently as we speak no, NDC for and the government in power. In Koma so ewo NPP or Makacho Mudiji or Munu representative obetimia standing in the ticket of the NPP ewa Akwetiano but the home commono ebetimia banu who say NPP election by election number call in September 2nd no, it should be a peaceful one and it should be a massive win for the NPP. But then say be massive say enye massive is the NPP for a Jumombe ewo Akwetia so and be masadia no etimi aye possible. So I'll bring you the details about Akwetia re-election because it was September 2nd. I mean the Electoral Commission etimi ahye e de ato no but the whole details ebetimi abro na etimi edi nkomo kakra ewo. Now let's have an in-depth analysis about the stories na in the nkomo kakra. My main share say with the Roman father I mean the family of Daddy Lumba. See what I know about Daddy Lumba and they say, but you know I can't won't say me brave. Me met na hankas in bia for frobia. What I know about Charles Kojufusu they say. When your video no, okay. So producer say when your video no, my brand pass when your video no. So let's get into the video now. Yenhwe video no. See your video ni yenhwe video ni I'll come back and then talk about this particular issue because it is a trending issue and I want to touch on this particular issue. You hear video name right here.
And upon a Roman father, may some papa, even in his grave, may some, and the Nidiama, a year, me my minimum with your yes, a question sewa, and a odobroni, Yamin Shaman and Ghana for one love, peace. Amen. Me boss.
That's Akusia say one Otobruni, popularly known as Otobruni, the deep part the Presloforiata. But do a dear non one husband Charles could you for to tone or Otobruni because say I mean or your barco corn and they don't sweat it to the dear Otobruni. But Charles could you for so minimum no. He was manna not a person because I know the family when Amisa was staying at it meeting Luma Junction, it will be meeting Biano. Yes, where Lumba Mami fee a wono, a hona namete, and yes, a hona namete, hona mena fee a wo, Mrs. Grace Usu, a hona fee a wo, only Mr. Arjiman, or my bron sign a was here was so old Sunny the free Lumba Junction, Eddie, could be a Lumba Mami fee in one, a Lumba Mami feel kind of bron sign 1, 2, 3, I was left. The Mami Amisa at that time, I was going to the house daily. I know them. Didn't you about Faustina? Minimum. The nephew, Lumba nephew, Roger Mela, minimum. The nephew, Bako Kelvin, also minimum. They were 2 boys and no motive on. And at the time, I knew Kofio and any Roger Mela, more Kofio could diagroni school Kobano. At that time, we Harvard International School. Say Charles Kojo for Befio who be a free amount for Befio. A make sure so beji amount for any. May who's not a single day. And if you say ebusuya form be fio honom na Charles Kojo for sube 2 mo fio at any moment in time no on your mokumo fio there be that. Be who sa ade no. Now obi ye na ade awon te ase. Sebi de obi ka say de asem no eye no no ono kwa na te asem na say. People are saying say when he became popular he neglected his family. When he became became popular, and I said when he became superstar, he neglected his family. Fine. So on neglecting the family, so one neglecting the family, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia Bessia, you and I were not there. It's yin to me and based on experience, based on something that you to me and this is why Obekan was him. But in some way, of course, social media, yana metia, yana yamakumaya. I didn't know be you. Na yesuno. Yenya 1 week in put. Yenya crampon for date, a 1 week in put and creating state barrier date in Swaba. Na in social media, na in man for be instigating among for be social media, Eddie Roman father no the personal assistant attempt, Eddie the first wife attempt, maybe so AD the second wife attempt, just for you to get what? More yes our social media no. More yes I don't Eddie nya dey the frame. See, more yes na the legacy. And even and mo nyame what that the luma so no more yes na more paper like more paper ni mo nyame gradually. Dear Moyano, Moyasa, now more prepare in Munyam gradually because over this weekend, anyone who said the official Facebook page of Charles Kojofusu, a debunk a particular statement, or release his statement, no, a debate entertainment almost also a could delete his statement from the official page. Say, Obia Wayan Agency or a self-acclaimed personal manager. Or be now you saw that Lumba brand in the bit no, or Montreal farmer no, or Muni Obia or a personal manager. The brand that Lumba is managed by a team. Team Bang. The only team that I know of that Lumba is Roman Father, Annie Dusty, Hitman, Busumuru Momonam Chemoye personal bloggers for them. And other people that I know personally, I can't mention their name here. So what are the new team Bia Abba Yin? See, if anything is supposed to go by, if it is about the family should understand. So the brand of Daddy Lumbano is different from a year na se biye ba be no. It should be run by skillful personnel. Nipa omunim de ewo music industry nim. Nipa omunim de when it comes to branding. Nipa omunim de when it comes to creating catalog, a bit may exist forever. Go and check Bob Marley catalog after so way for so many years. Go check Bob Marley catalog. Go and check Michael Jackson catalog. Our America. And the family of Marley, and as a Bob Marley family, team hold the catalog very well. Annually, Bob Marley catalog to me reach close to about $12 million in Jamaica. But as a quan some of us saw brand anymore. Brand me obi a so many years over 20 to 30 years ago. The brand need me a rich $12 million per year. Go check the catalog. Go and check the catalog of Michael Jackson. Annual to me rich $50 million. Wawuko saying so many years wawuko, but then because of say people omunim they want the brand more, people omunim they when it comes to the music business, they've been able to uphold the brand Michael Jackson and Michael Jackson branded that's what here. Edi Juma fetching millions of dollars, even more than some of the musicians are more alive. That Lumba brand, you people should understand. Say when mube touch a brand as a brand na more touching, no mube say you maybe your brand mo. Mo na more say mo dash ma men kan say. Because I'm share brand this year. I'm telling you, family of that Lumba beti me di sa brand no till eternity. Family no, family members no. We beti me di brand no till. Because imagine, say about mality baby na annually. Checking the guitar streams. I mean, I am distrocate and other source of revenue or obinya from the social media and other things from the music revenue. That's what me $12 million. Same one and the money be. Now, same one and the man so they put too much effort. I mean, investing into the brand. We are talking about that Lumba. That Lumba is not only a Ghanaian icon; he is a global icon. He is a global icon. We are talking about a particular musician. He has been able to do music for the past decades. Over 30 years from the 1980s to the 1990s to the 2000s to even the 2010s. He was still releasing albums. He was still releasing bangers. Over 33 albums, 500 unreleased songs, 200 commercial songs. You know, trying to tell me, say this brand is some of the mamo. You are trying to tell me, say, you will spoil this particular brand with those kind of ignorance. You want to spoil this particular brand. What at all? And a Roman father. What at all? And a Roman father. Emamu nye sad and say because I said that the lumba enya the baby koniti no ni microphone no mo twa ne ho ahia no mo boa no amada the lumba brand apagya na say or mo boa sustain brand no yie no mo pese mo push obi ade free hɔ no when mo ye sad na me se mo na mo besa akwa pass microphone na cho because say be mo yes no minimum and you don't have any knowledge in the music business that you are doing in this particular country. When it comes to music business, we have music and we have the business wise. But in terms of the business surrounding music, so music now by so what I'm trying to say is this is a particular man who will leave a good legacy. He has been able to do music for the past 3 decades, from the 1980s. So being able to make say when High Life Air Shah saying in the 1980s, no, Sandy Parkoni to me Junior Boya from the early 1990s, about 2000, about 2010s. Why tell me? Apart from that, Lumba and a champion, why be him? Obieno up to now sounds releasing songs back to back. And Magana 4 hits back to back. Let me tell you something. At that time, when I say was at that time, I High Life, he stick to High Life. In fact, during those times, Nana reggae dancehall, intimate Meji, even in Ghana, Crampono, he was able to do reggae dancehall. He has a song that have that kind of rhythm of reggae, had that kind of rhythm of dancehall, and he even sang in a High Life tune. What are you trying to tell me? Or that kind of a musician, he was able to play High Life, play Boga High Life, play contemporary High Life, or also to hip life. When it comes to Afrobeat, he has a particular album. It contains a section of Afrobeat. Afrobeat, Nememfona Jata or many from Afrobeat musicians, no more they call globally. No, Daddy Lumba did that, so he has been able to, cooperate with each and every generation. Beyond 1980s were generation, 1990s were generation, 2000s were generation, 2010s were generation. That been really, early 2010s, early 2015s, more really it sounded like an Afrobeat. He has that kind of Afrobeat rhythm in the song. He has High Life tune in the song. He has hip life tune in the song. Chairman, I'm telling you, I don't only do sports. I was once an entertainment critic. I was once an entertainment iota, and if some find it, more people now, yes, and I'll fish you out. Minimum, but I'll fish you out. Met na me platform we are so. Maybe bomu nyina mudi mako because I begin to say, Emma Mon said the legacy of Charles Kojufosu so Daddy Lumba. Yent na say Mamon said the legacy of Charles Kojufosu. So Roman father knew be actually. He was a due personal assistant to Daddy Lumba. He was obedient. He was honest. He was doing his work very well. Baby be kobiano ne Charles Kojufosu na nenam. It is when you adwuma ni mu na so wonim microphobia Charles Kojufosu e de ne share omonsa na so wonim sankrofo. Allow him to carry his duties. Allow him to carry his duties. Come who you can be lazy with the guy. Na kamune na kambu maye the necessary things. Also also tension between the two wives, Akosia Sewa and Odubrin. Omunyina ye kunafo because family ne release statement or mob recognize almost omunyina ye kunafo. It's more instigating some ignorant people are almost person almost say brand no. What at all do you need from the guy? What at all do you need? What at all do you need from the guy? And what at all some microphone are instigating some man? What at all do you need? Timisremo yemu ayete hanom no. Yetinsem. Nsem ne yete nso no yemu yedom wo su kwansa ne aba betena fidi we so akasa. So what I say? We want to protect the brand and we want to protect the legacy. We want Charles Kojufosu's legacy to become a legacy. The next generation will live to see that kind of legacy. Because this is a man, he has been able to do this gospel music. He has done the High Life. He has done everything possible to lift Ghanaian music to the global stage. It's a young share. Some of you must say this kind of legacy in Sakwa. There be. Young Mama must say our legacy with Sakwa. It's in Crofona Mushe China Moya Sadia no. You people should be very, very, very careful. Moment now, we are a warning from the political horses show. My should have been warning, money now, money, and that hold them, that be NTB inquiry. Now, producer, my brand pie success. So, utimia for cocoa price net to Indian Komokaka. Yes, and that's all. And we didn't come out with fear Hanum. Now, me catch them say, when it comes to this particular current administration, press release in the Dasono, yes, press release in the Daso. Now, I think about His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Hone say, and you be big Dibiano Pesawaye, but then he wants to reset the Ghanaian economy. A core form during the then former administration, which was led by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. He is setting every piece of mistakes via the former administration. On carry out a main project, which is a one district, one factory. On carry out free SHS project, a massive national project. No, but then he is touching on some peculiar things. Ghanaians. Not enka and I say not during the former administration, not Ghanaians any so, but on no Navian was so. So currently as you speak, the dollar rate I then at a form. The prices of goods okrum and so I drop it. Transportation first. Not enter first no that it so. Other things be honoma and share the Sam George, the Minister of Communication, any DSC before he wants to make sure say some peculiar things be on Ghanaians are doing this or sustaining those kind of things. No, say Ghana for say even say economy no enti me anye bibia far more a bit man reflect because he wants a typical Ghanaian youth to have a lot of money when it comes to savings. Ghana de bia me kase nyakopon achi ye goodie bebre niama no what your mind. When it comes to natural resources, he has given us a lot of resources that we have in our country. Cocoa, one resources are naturally. Nyakopon dia domie. I mean, tete kwashia daroma. Wafano so dia domie. Na so we check Dr. Kwame Nkrumah time. Check Dr. Buzia. Eba befa Hillary Manne. Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings more time, any John Ajukum Kofo eba sa time na. Ghana was the leading exporter of cocoa. At that time, Ghana was the leading exporter of cocoa. In fact, one particular governor during the pre-colonial days, one governor would initiate a good policy. Ebua Emma at that time from 1923 to 1927, Ghana ebe the leading exporter of cocoa was Sir Gordon Gorgesbeck. During his time, I've always said that governor laid the foundations of Ghana. And you might see in the foundation in the FAPIM, it was laid by Sir Gordon Gorgesbeck. During those times, he made sure Ghana will become the leading exporter of cocoa in our country. From that time, Kwame Nkrumah Ebeye, I mean the president, the first ever president, the first Republic of Ghana, he also to me Kremu. Ghana was the leading exporter of cocoa at that time. Buzi Abaye no, also so Emma Ghana by the leading exporter of cocoa. So these leaders were creating some kind of, I mean, history beer. Now I have very difficult for say oh your president answer Obama say when Timian to 2 year ye. Na Ghana be him say the leading exporter of cocoa in the world. Na Eba Bedu say and name say the leading exporters of cocoa. Ghana timiti about third. How come? Because of Injisiebia, the previous government and the previous administration did go akwema to me. Entimian koye and farmer cocoa farmers. Entimian koye and farmer cocoa farmers because of say one person who and as one person who need a lot of cocoa beans. Now when you go to the international market, ultimate ton be bra, increase the price sales per ton. Increase the price sales per bag. A won't say be way with 60 kilogram when it comes to per bag of a cocoa. But catch them say, so when neighboring countries are also agriculture farmers, and that's almost a lot of cocoa. You are competing with them. The likes of Togo, the likes of Benin, the likes of La Côte d'Ivoire, Nigeria, and those countries, our neighboring countries, we are competing with them when it comes to cocoa production in Africa. But yes, still, we have some farmers bi wɔ hɔ a omutimi pack omu cocoa bags ni go. No man sneaky sa cocoa bags no e de akɔ La Côte d'Ivoire akɔtɔn de amom because of say when you go to La Côte d'Ivoire per bag no it's massive, even more than Ghana. It is a what krom hanom. Na so obi ye cocoa or ye cocoa farmer. No packing the cocoa beans go no sneaky extra the borders at the call La Côte d'Ivoire ekotonwa. It is telling you say the government in La Côte d'Ivoire, Alhassan Ouattara, is doing something needful. Etimi attracted Ghanaian cocoa farmers are a moment sneaky some of the omu cocoa beans omu cocoa tons at the cohort ekoton. Edinyes kadugumbutum. Yes. Ebi ko at the cohort ekoton. Now the previous government in my say obetu the price cocoa bag no na ewo form. Somehow it was about 2,500. Or buying in the last 8 years, he has been able to increase the price. No, older price no close to 3,100. Yes. Now, when you look into the manifesto of John Dramani Mahama, he said it point blank. Says oba cocoa production dear back when ni ebetimi akọ. Because this time around, when he wants to put most of the resources of Ghana export to go international marketer, cocoa will become one of the biggest producers. Ebetimi amma Ghana revenue in a year. It is a 3,100 any edema cocoa farmers are. He will make sure so bet double no. And that is when Timan double no cramp an exceeding price are. Ebetima to close to about 20% of the cocoa price that we have in our country. It will be a war any manifesto when neighbor to during the 2024 election oko kind manifesto na it is there. So bet double no. So people were expecting say at least so bet double na say or babek the budget for it a bit more could be 6,000 and it's a bit more could be 7,000. In fact, when the Minister of Finance, Mr. Atoforsen, making the media budget no, he made it point blank. Say ometimia double and also metimama cocoa bag and I run it from 3,100 to 5,000. To betima increase it to 64% of the prices because all check it with another than Kufuado, the administration now cocoa price rise here from 50% to 63%, but ometima raise cocoa price from 63% to maybe 67 or 70%. It's enra cocoa farmers for nyina are ready so mubeti omuba beti yura John Dramani Mahama Mr. Atoforsen no be ready so muba beti cocoa. I said the class I ever say Ghanaians, when you promise them they want you to deliver. What catch a gun and you say and then you remember our penna it was what the pen the man and your pen don't qua double number 2 pence man red pen as also man blue pen because Ghana needs so many blue pen baby sao say red pen and mess also the account on a wing. Say red pen na media amount away. So government the catcher say obetima raise cocoa price of cocoa bag from 3,100 to 5,000. No, Ghanaians were ready. They wanted to see say some now Mr. Atoforsen during the presentation of the media budget our parliament recently. No, they wanted to know. Say some now Mr. Atoforsen no obetima ye ho adwuma na. But currently as we speak, what is the price of cocoa production in Ghana right now as we speak? Now, I have something over here and I would like to touch on it. Now, so Mami Reedy and Farmers is here. Now, the government of Ghana has announced a major increase in the producer price of cocoa for the 2025-2026 season, raising it from 3,100 to 5,040 per ton in terms of US dollars, a 62.58% increase in dollar terms. So meaning that the government in our country has been able to raise in terms of dollar terms raise it from $3,100 to $5,040 per this particular year. That is the 2025-2026 calendar. It is a no see a babeka Ghana cocoa price as in the year 2025 2026 as per bag in terms of dollar sales no we're raising no from $3,100 to $5,040 per ton asem the can wasem no it wetimiam percentage so from 62.58% in terms of dollar raising terms. Now let me do this for you. Now someone check it the committee out omotina say SSC and making sure that the dollar price of a cocoa bag bit me akosra. This committee here from the producer price review committee, the PPRC, the producer price review committee. Omonetina so initiating a price sale per cocoa bag. Now, the chairman for this particular committee is Mr. Atoforsen, also double as the Minister of Finance. He doubles as the Minister of Finance. When he did that, because I said, oh no, the Minister of Finance, and then when it comes to cocoa production and any other thing, and also a chair. When it comes to gold board or sales in the international market, he needs to be there because when it comes to Ghana, sikasem no, he will say baby or no, who's a sikasem I had to it will mind him no. Already said about the media budget, ebe council only 5,000 cedis per bag. But now I have something over here and I would like to read it for you. Now someone check it Sikano Metima double na and I say Sikano Metima tumna. A betima shall say in 7th August. And a date that ben 6th, right, producer? Yes, 5th. So a besha say your Juma I was 7th August. Now someone check it annually. Sika Ghana enya when it comes to cocoa production. CS for to the international marketer. So what check Sika Ghana etiminya edi free Ghana etiminya close to about $15 million annually when it comes to cocoa production in Ghana. So it tells you say with that kind of money we can use that kind of money to do a lot of developmental projects in our country, and the government can also reinvest that kind of money into cocoa production in Ghana. $50 million to put you, sir. Because per the things na wo a damn minimum Ghana did the car into some ton cocoa bag no international market. Yet a you may I can't say Busumi asun ye triaka. Now already cow baby Nessican make counts him, not be 50 cities. I won't say pay slip no make counts him no, not 50 cities one sem no. When they check with the IMF, International Monetary Fund, or mobile yet on the man Ghana, any the kind of ways a Ghana, everything a use Sikana. With the kind of debt na Ghana to international markets, no. Se Ghana cotton cocoa, se Ghana echo into gold exchange, Ghana call into oil refinery exchange. Se Ghana benyano cocoa production, Ghana nya $15 million. So if it's not about the debt and Ghana for the year, the government would have chalked close to about $50 to $70 million per year when it comes to cocoa production in Ghana. It can make me use to say Ghana wisely, but because of the debt. Ghana when it comes to international markets transaction into no. So Ghana cotton yaman or honoma because here they can into no. Hint me nyam for so ye when it comes to cocoa production. So irrespective said the government increasing the sales of cocoa bag no, the government will still have a debt in it. Because to me, say or mind the car. That's your ton cocoa beans no international market. That's what saying Kenya it be $100 million. That because a Canadian international market, a became $15 million. So, my boka check increments now government at the auto per bag. No, now check the number of cocoa farmers in Ghana. Government in the boka. I don't second the government say when it may increase the per cocoa bag now for 5,000. Ghana say this. But I will check a car on my day or international market. That's I will check a car government is also invested in cocoa production. Government net nas dino, but start to force etnase with the producer price review committee. No matter dino more here, debt Ghana at the international market. No hesica Ghana person would do remo when it comes to cocoa production. Or my neighbor bro, it was almost stop it. So from 3,100 to 3,200 or something like that. So it tells you say the government didn't increase Sikano where it was needful. Ghana for Edra. Omontia say Sabosha be start to force the media budget or present here just recently our parliament no Omontia say chairman Ejo Mashe to him. So dodo na ensem na dodo na e kan abonten yem na make kan ensem na dodo na e kan abonten say his I mean honorable Mr. Toforsen aka Mr. Twomsky almost say of the Ghana for she to him when to deliver the promise no and from Ghana for yem na make Ghana for na ka honorable Toforsen almost say aka Twomsky when to me and deliver. And that's when to me and Kano can find check Ghana for say 5,000 and it that double no more count manifesto mono or meant to mean deliver Ghana for ne Kenya in America. We are here to say the truth. Yen campus remukasim bia ewo ahadum. So the new price of cocoa in Yamana air cost no. I believe say Ghanaians, especially with cocoa farmers or more venting into cocoa production or many budget the increments in the home. But then at the former administration here many GN say on the first no. Now cocoa production no government netto in the month of October. But then the former administration, that was another than Kufuor on the administration, they said October no. Farmers ni bi wɔn tete wɔn cocoa no bɛyɛ June July. So actually August wɔn cocoa na wɔn pack de esi hɔ nom. Yɛ wɔ cocoa krakye ni bi wɔ hɔ nom a wɔn so nenam na wɔn toto cocoa bag. Wɔn so tɔ de cocoa wɔn warehouse. Nti so wɔn tɔ de bi de cocoa warehouse a sɛ government ebie the general sales of cocoa. No more cocoa krakye no so akɔ akɔtɔn de ama government. No more nya ɛho mfa so. Ɛde sɛ cocoa farmer sɛ ɔho kyerɛw. O cocoa bag na watins u pesca e dia kotria o baby school fees u pesca e dia akwa koto fertilizers o do kwako spray I mean o farmland se cocoa bag na se government beto no 3,000 a e bi onu cocoa cratch na time ni nduriye no o beto na e bi 2,000 and I said 1,008 is so turn 1,008 and I said 2,000 a imagine the kind of profit that obenya e wo so. At the time, a government nebia or no kwakoton the government no. So the former administration making sure say instead of October no, or won't change the about August. That is the reason why during the media review, I mean budget no, Mr. Toforsen said they say obetimia can the new cocoa price in August because at that time government are ready. So ombe open up and then the cocoa producers and I said the cocoa farmers will bring in their cocoa bags and then they will buy. So starting from August 7th. And a feet, producers say a feet. So seed 7th, Acha or Chinechi, that is Thursday. Cocoa farmers will start to reap the new price of cocoa bag in Ghana. Cocoa farmers will start to reap the new cocoa price in Ghana. Solid one from John Dramani Mahama. And your Crampono were raising the dollar term from $3,100 to $5,040. And in terms of percentage increase, we're increasing from 64.76%. It's good. Producer to Jama and Yonko. Around the part to Jama to Jama. Now, Yonko the next one. Eno ametina haka se honorable nekpe odidi nkomo kakra na honorable nekpe obi a His Excellency John Dramani Mahama etimi power no ho ntoma se ono na embehwe yakwan so ewo krom hanom na yakwan a enye wo krom hanom so no wo se honorable nekpe it also wo hwe no oye ni yi edemaye na eno ameka cho se honorable nekpe akwa kodidi nkomo kakra ewo baabi concerning the kind of accident ACC ewo da Accra Kumasi high road a LED edekono last week ya nipa 15 yesi omabom and Accra Kumasi road no Kumasi Accra road na chese omunya asa aka akwanhia na omunyina timi eto ananom ewo siedo na unim eno bididi nkomo se yeah Richard Nekpe. Now when it comes to transportation system in Ghana, it is one of the things that have or mind very well. The two lanes no say wotra nkoko o kwa akra say wotra nkoko asa. You go back to the one lane road. Yes, and yet and a quantity be walk around but potholes also quantity to the extent say drivers need try as much as possible. So umbe dodge edi free the main potholes in the walk quantity. When it becomes like that, it tells me it sends just one question to my hearing. So the government is not doing something right to fill some of the potholes are away your roads in the so. This is the main road that is leading from Kumasi to Accra. Yeah, the capital town of Ghana is from Accra. The second capital is Kumasi. It's Kumasi Accra road here. By now, one can make us say it was saying two ways of transportation. That is either the railway system and also on road and also by land. By land, no, and your normal road near down there was saying you so. Was saying either say 2 lanes and I said 3 lanes as you speak right now. Since independence 1957, our bro from the years after the 200, the road has still remained the same. The road sanity now in 2008 the government gave this contract to a construction company in Ghana. In 2008 producer brand pay His Excellency John Ajakum for picture photo so my nini didn't come on. That's so that god damn it. Honorable Penso that's so. Yes. Mr. John Ajakum for that's so. His Excellency PR. Yes, and today they share it all. As I say, everyone also pay tribute to Charles Koju for Sudan de Lumba. So in 2008, His Excellency John Ajakum Kufuor gave this contract to this particular company in our country. Now, Sike call that contract was $1.7 billion. Mami can be Sike calls our contract the Kumasi Accra Road was $1.7 billion. Now, Sikanu Kuomono, a whole details now Marbonting. But details ne Barbonting after say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Ebeka say onko yusu sikebia fanye Kumasi Accra Road. He wants to construct 3 lanes road. Oh my God. Sikasem ne yakan sa no and $1 million currently as we speak. Dollar rate close to about 10.40 cedis per dollar. So meaning say $1 million bit rate close to about producer calculation mami. $1 million. If we go close to about 10 billion, right? And 100 billion. 100 billion, right? Yeah. So this time around, we are talking about 1.7 billion. We are the quotes is gathered anymore. Trillions of cedis. Assembly here canon. Now, so we'll check government contracts out of the company now. We have a company called the CCW Limited. Yes. The CCW Limited. Now, CCW Limited, no. Omuna a year that kind of contract, no, in the week. Chamai. Producer is carried the other day. Yes. In terms of government, omu sanitation, in 2008, they were taxed with that kind of contract. And the government, this sounds like $1.7 billion contract, this sounds like this particular company. But according to them, what the company is saying is say at that time that contract ne bo mo no o men trace can nyina fa ma company no yenti ye. So supposedly contract na ya sign over $1.7 billion na da ho no no. I nim say dia ma company be say company ni construct Accra Kumasi road no. Company ni say sikani nyina ye trace can fa ma no almost 15% of the money. And this is can more and 50% no e ho adwuma no de ye e di kosi nkoko no. So if they want them to go back to the road again, no almost yes then omunchi at least 50% of the money and then they will still continue with the work because a juma wakra Kumasi road point so ye. It tells you say baby was see no on my name say I was say your baby be near this kind of country. I mean in Penny 4. No. So, Meti issue, no, I was very worried because we are talking about $1.7 billion as we are talking about Sika, a bit miabua, a stable economy, we are talking about Sika, a bit miabua in terms of developmental projects in our country. But then we've actually wasted this kind of money, Sakwa. And the deserved company, has not been brought to books. The deserved company, has not been brought to checks. Auditor was say audited company no kweye say adwuma no yenye say adwuma no. But then president na oteso a ofiri so ode sa contract ne ma that said company no. Assembly more yeah, but we will try as much as possible to fix things. Yes, we will try as much as possible to fix things. Because baby it is here no. I wouldn't support the idea of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Say Obe prepare another budget for 3 lanes route. And no main Konongo route, but then I'm going to cover Konongo echi. But then we've forgotten. Say when you go to the remote areas of Konongo, na galamsey no koso. Honum ena galamsey ne koso galamsey na matna aka ho asem na ye mpe ho asem emu ano saa kwan no so say chire honum na galamsey ne koso. So imagine say wo kwa construct road e wo saa kwan no so. The government will need a lot of money to fill that supposed pit. Sounds so a chire honum no. So what I'm trying to say is Mr. President, His Excellency, the resetter, the thinker man. See, $1.7 billion now. Monty committee. Now, omunya intense auditing. Omun bring it that company into books. Omunya intense auditing. Niyam finding out kwaya $1.7 billion na efa so a year. Say in penifo bi na chess kanidi ya some penifo no yem bring them into books. Niyam make sure say those people will be held accountable. Because in some na ekoso no emu ya entimi mba say Kumasi Accra would beje say innocent souls in kwandi from Muslim at any moment in time, not a day or two. Any accident in the Kumasi Accra road because of potholes, because of ignorance of drivers, and because of nyama enkoye ewo road no so. We want the right thing to be done. $1.7 billion is not enough. We should bring them to books. We should bring them into checks. I'm holding or myself accountable. Now I'm making sure say those people would live up to expectation. If not, there is no way that I will second that idea. Say young forgo the 2 dual lane roads young call the 3 carriage lanes road I wouldn't support that idea. It's $1.7 billion in go waste kwa. Or mining here scale and you call a drama say ye kwa bobusia $1 billion no your bobusia de ba but you de or mining de yen train e massa can enko. We want the right thing to be done. We want the right thing to be done. Ebusia Ochambidi akutia ho nsembeba so what I say. Yeah. Bekwa akutia. The EC, the Electoral Commission, it's date that September 2nd, the NPP member of Parliament no who and Honorable Eric Kumi out onyane baby ekono NPP for etimi eyi or more candidate or metimi a compete with NDC or Akwetia. So September 2nd will be the day MPP any NDC edibebo any. So maybe aka less than a month and a 4th. So aka less than a month. So less than less than a month. Say ochina, and I say yes, enrichi any bianca be a month, but then I can't less than a month, less than 28 days. I will work on that tomorrow. In-depth analysis, quiet NP for Befa, so it's me we need that kind of election, some peculiar polling stations are a work with a NPP much number of votes, we will have a lot of in-depth analysis tomorrow, and you know whether the NPP will win the election or not. A political hot seat show, and now when you go to ocean and was so a gusua wuti no. But Mr. Also subscribe to this particular channel. Subscribe FMA Tofia Kwa TV. It will YouTube Tofia Kwa TV. It will Facebook Time TV on YouTube and Time TV on Facebook. Subscribe na FMA na bibia intimi enko ye abrante pa your success and it's now if you didn't check can yama boom and making sure say videos pictures nene yama air kosono and then I mean bibiano wait me at Tony Yamanwai Bibia. Yes, he is official producer of the Political Hot Seat Show in Tofiakwa TV and also on Time TV, live on Facebook and live on YouTube. He is the official producer. So on a Tony Yamai Bibia Kama. Me and Mitina Jumedi Edimo Chiameno. Bedin at the Big Brother GH the Maestro. Maestro Show who ye Emubian Dadao Junhudi. Emu bi abun wa ami abonfia je ohudi na don enkoto bi ansa na wa be don be se yeden don atiase don emu bi anda da don ba before se me kono but the chance ko jufo so that the lumba na nyom ebeja okwan na nya mo china basanso aba betina so same time, same day, same period. We be a there. Charles Kojo for Sunyum, and I made the air cramo. And you listen as one to me, Kabima, a political hot show. Big brother, Macrow.